Hello, thanks for joining us for Our Daily Bread. Your host is Les Lamborn.
When God starts changing things, He usually begins with changing us. A friend once told me, "In my lifetime, I've seen a lot of things change, and I've been against them all." Well, perhaps he overstated the point, but many of us would agree that we don't like change, especially if it involves altering our habits and attitudes. And that's one of the reasons Jesus was so unpopular with the Pharisees. He challenged their long-established system of good works and self-righteous living. Consider the incident when the town sinner entered the home of the town saint in Luke chapter 7. Simon the Pharisee wasn't impressed with the woman's lavish display of affection for Jesus. And reading Simon's self-righteous thoughts, Jesus immediately challenged his flawed perception of his own goodness by telling the story of two debtors, one who owed much to his master and one who owed less. Which of them will love him more, Jesus asked. Obviously, the one who had been forgiven more. Speaking to Simon's "I feel pretty good about myself" attitude, Jesus said, "To whom little is forgiven, the same loves little." Well, the challenge is clear. Lulled into thinking how good we are, our love for Jesus wanes because we have forgotten that we too are among the ones forgiven much. And when that happens, ready or not, it's time for a change. Luke chapter 7, verses 40 through 49, tells us of the response of a Pharisee to a sinner, and Jesus' reply. I'll read from Luke chapter 7, verses 40 through 49. And Jesus answered and said to him, "Simon, I have something to say to you." So he said, "Teacher, say it." There was a certain creditor who had two debtors. One owed 500 denarii and the other 50. And when they had nothing with which to repay, he freely forgave them both. "Tell me, therefore, which of them will love him more?" Simon answered and said, "I suppose the one whom he forgave more." And Jesus said to him, "You have rightly judged." Then Jesus turned to the woman and said to Simon, "Do you see this woman? I entered your house, you gave me no water for my feet, but she has washed my feet with her tears and wiped them with the hair of her head. You gave me no kiss, but this woman has not ceased to kiss my feet since the time I came in. You did not anoint my head with oil, but this woman has anointed my feet with fragrant oil. Therefore I say to you, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loves little." Then he said to her, "Your sins are forgiven." And those who sat at the table with him began to say to themselves, "Who is this, who even forgives sins?" And as you think about today's meditation, remember, when God starts changing things, He usually begins with changing us. My name is Les Lamborn. We hope that what you've heard today has been helpful. To receive an introductory edition of Our Daily Bread, contact us via email at getodb@rbc.org. That's getodb@rbc.org. Or you can go online to rbc.org, that's rbc.org, and read today's article again or listen to the audio again. Our Daily Bread is furnished by RBC Ministries.